Welcome back to the castle. My name is Ben, and in this castle, I am always a faithful.
My name is Alex, and it's good to be back. And I am also a faithful. I will never, ever step away from being a faithful. As we learnt from the first series of this podcast, the UK version that we reviewed as it was happening.
That's right.
But
We're
now,
back
but now
with
we've
our
got
American
a brand
friends.
new series. Yeah, we've got our American friends over the pond have decided to make a series 2.
Claudia's been chucked out.
Which I'm
Didn't
not
pay
happy
her
about.
rent. So she's out.
Her hair bill was far too high. Those Head and Shoulders bills won't pay for
No,
themselves.
even the cow head doesn't have a fringe anymore. So she took it with her.
Oh, I didn't spot that.
No, you didn't have the Claudia
different.
fringe.
Oh, I saw that they changed the painting, obviously, from Claudia to the presenter.
The new owner,
of
Alan
the Traitors.
Cummings, yes.
Yes, Alan Cummings. So we must say, first of all, we're reviewing the American, the USA version of The Traitors, which is broadcast on Peacock and BBC iPlayer in the UK.
Exciting. So we've seen episode 1. All of the episodes are out, but we're doing one at a time, taking our time and slowly getting through
Yes.
the cast, the 20 cast. There was no lining up and saying who's the best, who's the worst, and getting rid of 2.
I missed that. Did you not miss that? Because pretty much the first episode was a carbon copy, bar that first part. Also, they didn't do the conversations on the train. You saw them all sat on the Harry Potter train, kind of going over the viaducts.
Yeah.
And just kind of looking. And also...
Because they're not British. They didn't get the train. They got flown in.
Nor cream teas. They didn't get cream tea either.
Well, an interview with Alan Cummings to see who would make the best traitor. Claudia sat down and interviewed each one individually.
She took her time aside.
She really put time and care into this
She
decision.
did. Alan Cummings like, throws a dart at a board.
Tapped someone on the shoulder, that's it, done.
Yeah, that's my job done for the day. Yeah. And
the budget went on his outfit, I think.
I also noticed that he also is an executive producer. Which
is he?
Yes.
One of 7.
one of many.
One of 17, sorry.
Yeah, because they love doing that on American shows, don't they? They love just giving it, will you host the show? Yeah, of course I will. But I want this much money. No, we'll make you an executive producer. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Well, he's playing a character, as Claudia did. He's playing up to his role. But it's a bit different from the UK one because we have 10 civilians and then like 10 celebrities in brackets.
Heavy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
I mean, to me, it's 20 civilians.
Yes, there's a lot of weight on the term celebrity there. It's heavily inverted commas. I mean, to be fair, we are UK civilians watching the American version. So to us, they're not perhaps as a big deal as perhaps maybe other people. I mean, I find
I'm kind of an icon.
The soundboard is back, folks.
Is she an icon? We'll see. We had the Welsh gay icon last series in the UK one, Amanda.
We did.
Is she an icon still?
Well, so I'm kind of an icon.
We'll see.
We've got new icons coming up.
We'll see.
I'm excited to see the celebrities who were past reality game show or quit.
All of them
winners. Well, no, they're not are they? Because
one's an Olympian.
There's like, I love him. What was his surname?
Ryan Lockhart, something like that.
Ryan Lockhart.
A lot of these people, I have no idea who they are. So
Ryan Lockhart just looks lost. He's looking for clues which aren't there.
It's like he's in. And so was the Big Brother woman who I just did the sound clip. I can't remember her name. The icon. What's her name? Red hair.
Do excuse us. We have their faces in front of us.
Yeah, but their cast photos, they don't look anything like them. Rachel, the Big Brother icon, she was sort of getting binoculars and looking under glasses and taking out light bulbs. And Ryan was going around trying to find a hidden room and pulling
books around. Yeah,
so it's not a mystery room. It's a murder mystery.
Also, they're taking the whole term of murder very seriously. Like they're thinking of ways of how to murder them. I'm going to chop his head off. I'm going to bleed him dry. Like in the UK version, it was like, oh yeah, and I'm going to murder him, and it was almost like a filthy word. But the Americans, they were like loving it. They were like up for it, having a great time. But yeah, no, I mean, we knew it was going to be a slightly different version because of the way it was cast and so on. But it's still our favourite show, the Traitors. So we're enjoying it very, very much.
I would say a lot of the men, the white men, all look the same.
They do.
There's about 5 men who I can't. I mean, I don't know if it's just the Photoshop on the cast photos that made everyone look the same, but Ryan, Kyle, Cody, Michael, Ari all look the same.
They all, yeah, you're right. I'm looking at them right now. They all look,
And 4 of the women look the same as well.
yeah, Kate, Brandy,
With
Angelica.
their soft beach waves, and that's it, really. There's no way to tell anyone apart.
You've been putting that salt spritz in their hair just to give it a bit of a Californian shine.
Cannot cope. Anyway, let's get on with discussing the Traitors, shall we? So, episode 1, series 1. What did we find out? We found out who the traitors are this episode.
We did. Are we going to say that now, or are we going to keep that till?
No, we can
go.
Go for it.
Okay. Well. So they did the exact same way. They all sat around the round table, all blindfolded. Alan Cummings walked round 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million laps.
Christian smiled the whole time.
Christian was having a way.
Please pick me. He's a pick me.
Christian was like, please pick me, please pick me. And he was picked.
He was.
Do you think he was?
He took his blindfold off and smiled. And everyone was like, you're a traitor.
Again, we'll talk about that in a second. But do you think he was? Do you think that the production crew had the idea of who they were going to pick from the start, or do you think they saw Christian begging them to pick him? I don't know,
because he's the only one who's not a
like a labradoodle
bracket celebrity, isn't he? He's the only one of the traitors that's not a inverted commas celebrity.
But he's an army vet, so yeah, he's not technically a celebrity. I hate using the term celebrity because are they? But yeah. So technically he's the odd one out. And the thing is, the other 2 traitors, so, and please excuse me if I'm saying their names wrong here, but Cherie, is that right?
Cherie?
C-I-R-E?
Siri.
Siri. Oh, God.
And Cody. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll get in trouble for this. And Cody, yeah, they're both from Survivor and Big Brother, respectfully. And as soon as they found out...
Both hate Christian.
Well, this is it. As soon as they found out who all 3 of them got together and they found out who the traitors were, they both simultaneously said that they weren't pleased to see that Christian was there.
Because for a bit of the game, they didn't know who the other traitors were once they'd been picked. And wasn't Cody literally saying, I'm suspicious of Christian, I don't like him.
And Christian was saying the same about Cody.
Yeah, so they're already putting them into the spotlight. And then they found out that each other are actual traitors and they're meant to be working together. So
now we know that the traitors don't necessarily have to work together, as we saw in as the British series of the traitors.
Spoilers.
So sorry, spoilers if you haven't watched it. So I think Christian's got not long been a traitor, to be fair. I think Cody and Cherie are going to both go for him.
It's funny having the people who've done the reality shows before, because they're like, I know exactly how to manipulate every single person in the world. And then there's like the normal people like Christian, who's just like, oh, I'm so happy that you 2 are my traitors. And they're just sitting there saying, no, we need to get rid of him. Weak link. He's not a reality show star, so he can't do it.
Now, funnily enough, you saying that, I saw a few people on social media saying that the American version should technically be a superior version because American reality television has always been a competition, has always been like that. Their series of Survivor, their series of Big Brother is very different because there's no public vote in America, while there is in every other international version of it. So it's all about not perceiving what the audience sees, perceiving the people who are around you see, and so it's about lying and backstabbing, and so the American version should technically, especially with these celebrities, should be a much more heightened version of the series. Now, I've not seen that yet. I know it's only episode 1. I know it's only 45 minutes of the whole content. I get that before people at me. But at the same time, I feel like the unfair advantage of there being these celebrities isn't necessarily unfair. I feel like that everyone's in the same boat here because this is a kind of a different type of reality show for me. It's a different, because it's Big Brother plus, if you see what I mean. Maybe I'm alone on this thought.
I mean, the only difference I can see is with the competition side is the missions. They made a point of saying, like, if you're weak, then maybe vote them out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Again,
it's not my fault I can't run up a hill. Sorry.
I mean, there would have been a few in the British version who would have been out very early if that was the case. But that was a strange thing they kind of...
So that's kind of changed a lot of people's
views
game
and
plans
opinions.
a bit, isn't
That's
it?
right.
Yeah.
That's right. They were looking, while they were doing the task, the challenge, they were all looking at one another to see who wasn't good enough to stay in. So yet another reason to... So not only do you think you should banish someone or murder someone on the premise that they could be a traitor, or they're getting close to finding out who the traitor is in the case of being murdered.
Yeah, because didn't Reza come up as a possible murder suspect on the basis that he wasn't very good at the task and he was shouting things or something?
They said he wasn't very good on the task, but also they said he was very suspicious of people, so he would point fingers at people very quickly without any kind of basis behind it. And
I'm here to slay.
And he's here to slay. I also enjoyed that he walked into a room and said, "These floors aren't the
I know,
real
we
floors."
learnt so much. The floors aren't,
These are
authentic floors.
16 million stone floors here.
I mean, Brandy as well from Beverly Hills, she just walked the whole mission. She didn't pick up her pace. That was it.
Housewives don't run, they walk.
Not in Beverly Hills. So obviously I would suspect she's a suspect.
She is a suspect as well.
Being
She's
murdered
up for murder.
for her unenthusiastic mission gameplay.
But this is it. So they've chosen her on that basis. But Kate,
Plus, she suspected. I think she suspected Cody, didn't she? I think she did.
Oh, okay.
And I think Kate was the one who suspected Siri from Survivor. I don't know how to say her name.
Kate's been basically again pointing fingers, and they've generally been in the same direction as the three traitors. They just happened to fall in that way. But we must remember that Kate is the great cousin, twice removed, of Sherlock Holmes, the fictional character Sherlock Holmes. Everyone, so let's just remember that she is. So
does that mean that Kate is a fictional character as well? Then,
pardon?
Does that mean Kate is a fictional character? If she's associating being related
she's
to
not
Sherlock
actually there,
Holmes?
only we see her. She's being written by Arthur Conan Doyle right now. That's again, anyone who's used to listening to the first podcast knows that we have a cat that decides to go crazy.
When we did the first series of the podcast, he was up the Christmas tree. There's no Christmas tree, and now I don't know what he's
got my AirPods.
Being very naughty.
He's having a great time. Who was it that they also, after they did after Alan Cummings went round the table, chose the traitors, they all suspected was a traitor.
Oh yeah, she
wasn't
looked really
looking
suspicious,
around.
didn't she?
Who was it who was looking around?
It was
Was it Rachel?
No. You see these
Geraldine.
pictures. It was Geraldine. Yes.
Geraldine.
See, these
all
cast
do the same.
photos are so badly photoshopped that every single cast member looks the same. Yes, Geraldine. Yeah, she was sort of looking really dodgy around the round table.
She did look dodgy.
And couldn't
to be
look
fair.
at anyone. Looked up and down, and even afterwards, around when everyone was talking, she looked really suspicious. She kept going, "I'm really nervous." Like, are you? Why?
Is Geraldine a civilian? I hate using this term.
Geraldine is, yes. Although she's an actress.
Oh, is she?
So,
But I thought.
what is the criteria here? She's a civilian, she's an actress. Someone sells real estate, he's a civilian. But then up a bit higher, someone else sells real estate and he's a celebrity.
Isn't Reza sells real estate?
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Or does he do interior design?
I don't know.
I mean, again,
It is ridiculous.
if we lived in the States and we saw like these reality shows day in day out, then perhaps we'd be more in line of being more kind of understanding toward this. But as a British person, we're kind of watching it from the outside in. And so but in a weird way, I kind of like that. I like knowing a few tidbits, like obviously Cody being on Big Brother. I think Cody won Big Brother. He said that he had to lie and cheat his way to win the series. So in a weird way, it's good to know that piece of information. But knowing
Also,
not
these-
more than that is fine.
These cast photos, I'm sorry.
You're obsessed with these cast
Azra has long, blow-dried hair. She's got short curly hair in the show. So that is very misleading for me.
Maybe she's a traitor. Future traitor. You really do need to get over this. Although if we're going to talk about minor details of like the cast photos all looking the same, can I talk about how I don't like the logo? That's such a dumb thing to talk about.
I like the
I
logo.
hate the logo.
No, I think it's good. It's better
Too
than
round,
the UK
too
one.
3D. No, the UK one's nice and flat and orange. I like it. Anyway, that's all. I'll put time into that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, both teams did the mission. They got the $30,000.
Yes,
With
dollars.
1 second to spare.
I mean, I think that was tension added for the sake of tension.
There's a new character as well. The sort of caretaker of the castle. Alan Cummings' friend is there. Not sure of his name yet. With a ginger long beard.
But he was there with the torch
It's either
in the middle of the
Fergus
lake.
or Angus. We're not sure.
Yeah, he was there in the middle of it. It's really stuck in our mind, that character.
He's like the groundskeeper Willie from the
He's the
Simpsons.
groundkeeper's
character.
Willie. Let's just call him Willie from now on.
Or groundskeeper.
Or GKW.
No.
I love judging people.
That's what you're here to do, isn't it, really?
We are here to judge. So
what we've done so far in the whole podcast
I
is
love judging people.
judging people.
But we've pretty much judged the production crew, to be fair. We've judged how they've done the cast cards, set up the show. It looks like the show is going to be very similar to the UK version, doesn't it? In the way it's set up, as in...
This was filmed first, though.
Yes. So I said to you...
All the mistakes they make was then corrected in the UK show.
Yeah,
so,
it was. So I guess ours is the more polished version then. Ooh, dare I say it.
But you're happy with the 3 traitors chosen then?
I'm happy with Cody. I'm not sure about Shuri or Siri. I hate that.
You're going to get so many complaints by this, by the way. But
I know. Please, honestly,
I
accept every complaint that you send to me, and I would. Do you know what? I want to do better. So just tell me how to say the name, and then I'll be fine. All right.
Once they start whittling them down a bit, that's when we'll get onto it. But I think Christian is being painted as this one who is going to be out first. I think he's going to be a secret good one. I think he's going to survive, and people then may not think that the civilians will be picked for being traitors, and I think the ones who are known to be game players elsewhere are going to be round that round table. Once people start talking, they'll be like, I remember you on Big Brother, you said this or did this, or you've been on 20 series of Survivor, you've done this and that, so I think you're a traitor. So I think it could be a disadvantage.
And I agree with you on that. I think that the people who are, again, inverted commas, celebrities, are going to be the ones who are most targeted. And they have been already, let's be honest. They're the ones who kind of already are getting singled out by themselves as well. It's like an inner circle, and they're kind of singling
They're literally
each
walking
other out.
around going, I'm an amazing backstabber.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
they walk into a room.
I played the best game when I was on series 27 of Survivor. You know, it's that kind of stuff. And in a weird way, the civilians are kind of taking a back step at the moment, even with the way they're being shown on screen. I said to you before we started recording, I noticed that the celebrities are the ones that who are being shown more. I would say 80% of the airtime has been celebrity, kind of vox box, you know, the bits when they're talking to camera, than the civilians have been.
And you start voting them out. Vote celebrities out.
This is what I think is going to happen. I agree with you. I think the celebrities are going to be the first bunch who are going to be voted out first. And I find it interesting that they chose 2 to be traitors as well, and 2 quite successful ones as well, which almost seems, again, an immediate target on their back.
I'd like to see Brandy as a traitor.
Would you? Who?
From Beverly Hills. Why? I think she'd be funny if she was.
She wouldn't run to that turret. She'd walk to write that death warrant. I wouldn't mind seeing who's the one? Azra, being a traitor. She's the music DJ, isn't she, from Arizona?
Possibly.
Music director.
Azra, no, she is a Los Angeles yoga instructor.
Oh, okay. Who's the one then who's the music?
Oh, the music producer, yes. Yeah. That is, I don't know. No, that is...
it's Andy. Andy.
Yes.
Andy, that's
Andy
it.
is the music producer, yeah.
Andy.
Oh, yeah, she said
I
she
liked
would be
her.
quite a good game, wouldn't she?
I liked her. She seemed like she knew what to do if she was given the part.
Although her official thing says she's a former college athlete.
Oh, another athlete.
So...
Isn't it? Oh, yes. I was about to
And one of them's pretending about their job. They're saying that she's a bloody elementary school teacher, isn't
that's
she?
right.
I think that's Shelby. That was Shelby who was doing that.
Again, only one of them are doing it. Only one of them is lying about their occupation.
It's not the circle. Don't need to.
Well, no, in the UK version, 2 or 3 of them didn't they?
Oh, yeah, Maddie did.
2 of them were pretending they weren't in a relationship. Let's never forget the breakfast table, the red breakfast. Oh my goodness, that was a good episode. But yeah, so yeah, it's weird that they're kind of they're not covering up their past. I suppose again, the celebrities can't, but
No, none of them can't. And some of them know each other because wasn't it? I think it was Brandy who was like, "Oh, I like this person because we're both on Bravo." It's like, okay, that's your alliance.
That channel, yeah, Bravo. But wasn't one of the civilians also like a little bit taken back because one of their favourite contestants on like Survivor was on here as well?
Yes, yeah, I think so. Wasn't that Christian who was really happy to see him being a traitor with her? Wasn't it?
Oh, that's
them?
right.
I think it was then.
She was my favourite
really,
contestant on Survivor, and then they showed another clip of her saying, "I don't like him. I'm getting rid of him." It's like, oh no, not Christian.
Sweet. And Michael is sweet. He's like He's just a normal average. They said, let's just keep him in because he can easily be manipulated. He's just like the Kentucky guy. So
Michael looks like, who's the guy from Dawson's Creek and Fringe?
Oh yeah, he does look like him, doesn't he? In the Photoshop picture.
Yeah. Not so much maybe. Yeah, in the Photoshop. I'm obsessed with these photos. Got them in front of me. Do you think it's a clue? Do you think the producers have deliberately given everyone a little clue that every single traitor's name begins with the letter C? It just seems a bit coincidental,
isn't it? Is there anyone else? No one else begins with C. Just those three.
Just those three. Yeah, the three C's.
C. Maybe they'll give out clues a bit later on, like.
Well, yeah,
because there's the task a bit later on where they've all got masks on. That's when they introduced the two people who got thrown out in the UK series.
Yeah, but no one got thrown out.
Exactly. So I wonder if there's going to be a twist that episode.
Maybe they'll do what you kept suggesting they should have done in the British series, and that is that they give clues. You pay or you buy clues with the prize money or something like that.
There's only people with a letter beginning with C that will give away all three traitors. So maybe
do you
not.
see all the C's in the sea? I think it's
yeah. I wonder if that was a purposely thing because it's very like odd that they all begin with the letter C. Their names.
It could just be a happy coincidence. It really could just be a happy coincidence.
Every conversation counts.
With this, as Alan Cummings, Cummings. See, there you go. They need to work it out.
Yes.
C. Alan Cummings. AC. See, if I was on Traitors, I'd be there right now.
If you were on the Traitors, you'd be one of the people taking out the light bulbs and looking in them and pulling the bookshelves.
Yeah, I'd be walking around with Ryan holding his hand. Guiding him around the castle. Oh, bless. Oh, that Ryan, he's already stolen my heart. Although apparently he's a bit of a, as some people might say, a bit of a douchebag in real life. I believe so. I remember seeing something a few years ago.
Oh, the Olympic. Yes. The swimmer. Yeah, there's something a bit odd about him, isn't there?
I mean, he can't wink either, can he?
Oh, yeah, he tried to wink like really like suave at the camera. And he sort of blinked a bit and his mouth fell open and then that was it. It was like, okay.
Pretty much summed up that, yeah, pretty much. But it's exciting. So who do you think is going to be murdered then out of Brandy, Reza, and Kate? I swear to God, I'm going to murder the cat.
I think Reza, but I think that's a shame if it is because he seems quite funny.
Oh, I think it's going to be Brandy.
Oh no.
I think Brandy's all right.
Yeah, I mean she's probably done the most she can. I feel she's given the most.
She's done a good effort. She's had a day.
Yeah. She's got loads of money, isn't that? She's like the most well-known one, isn't she? I think she's the one that I kind of know of.
Oh, do you?
Well, not know, but I know the name.
What's she famous for again?
She's like a Beverly Housewife.
Oh, Real Housewives.
Or something.
That's a huge show in America, isn't it? The Real Housewives.
Bravo.
Yeah. So.
Maybe Brandy.
I think it's Brandy.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can. And also, she was the only one out of all of them who.
She suspected two of the traitors, didn't she?
She suspected two of the traitors, but also she she literally in the whole group when they were all having their conversation stood there and said, "I'm not afraid of backstabbing any of you. I speak the truth. I hate you and you." So I strongly suspect. I mean, we could work out who like the final 10 or 12 are because for some bizarre reason on the first 1 minute of the actual show they showed a clip of it.
Well, I looked away.
Did you look away? I didn't catch. To be fair, I didn't catch who it was. But if you
everyone looks the same, so I wouldn't be able to catch anyway. But no, because I remember on the first series, the UK one, that did give a little bit away. So I when that was on now, look away, don't watch it. I don't want to see who does what challenge.
The thing is, it wouldn't be a problem if they were.
I mean, they even showed the final challenge, don't they, with the helicopter?
Yeah.
So you can find out who's in the final.
Spoiler to any Americans watching. Yeah. It's if it was being shown episodically, as in it was being shown on Peacock's main network, NBC, so they were showing like 2 or 3 a week like they did in the UK, then it doesn't matter so much because you kind of miss that and you don't tend to go back to it. But because it's being shown as a box set,
no, you don't need it.
It's not unnecessary. Studio Lava, we know you're listening. Come on.
I love judging people.
Yes. And that's what our podcast is all about.
It is
in a very kind way. We love this show so much. Instantly came to our hearts straight away.
So yeah, we're here to do this one. I mean, all the episodes are out now of the actual series.
Yes,
we're going to get through these as quick as we can and just release them
as we record them.
as we can, and then as you're watching it, you can just pick your own schedule for the show for Peacock.
But because we're recording them as we're watching them on BBC iPlayer in the UK, Peacock as well. You can still get in touch with us, and we may throw it into the podcast.
Yeah, because if you send an email quick, and while you're listening to this now, you may get we can talk about your email in a few episodes' time, possibly.
Exactly. So our email address is faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. And our Twitter is @TraitorsPodcast.
Yes.
We're on there.
You can tweet us. Tell us what you think.
And don't forget...
Tell us how to pronounce people's names.
Yes, please do tell us how to pronounce everyone's name. And also... if you're watching the UK version, we've done every single episode of the UK version, and they're out there right now, and you can catch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any of your favorite podcast apps. And if you do enjoy the podcast, it would be really nice if you just give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah, we've got lots of ratings for the UK one. Let's see if the American one, can you beat it?
We love America, don't we?
So let us know. If any of the cast are listening, we had this trouble last series.
We did.
We are doing this as fun.
Yes.
Tongue in cheek, nothing personal, Brandy. No. Everyone else, nothing personal, everyone. So
Brandy.
that's just what it is. Yeah. So, just take it as it is, guys.
This is just what it is. And we say we had trouble. We didn't have trouble.
No.
They were lovely. But a few got in touch and said hello. And we loved that. We
they said,
loved
you
that.
slated me for 10 hours, but I still like your podcast.
Yes.
So,
we loved them for it. So, yeah.
Parting gift.
And also, if you do listen to the UK, when we do the UK Traitors, my opinion, I'm a roller coaster of opinion. Like 1 minute I love you, next minute I hate you.
Exactly.
And then at the end I love you again. So
we're here saying
Brandy's
had her time.
She might be in it.
Listen to us in 5 episodes' time, and we'll be,
Yep.
She'll be.
So I'm kind of an icon.
Yeah. She'll be an icon to us. So you never know. So there you go. So that's the episode 1 podcast done, and we're now on to the next one. See who gets murdered. See who gets banished. We see our first round table where we get to see how chaos happens and how they work things out around that round table, because that normally is just...
This is the other thing.
Go either way.
They've not done a round table yet. I'm sure the round table was done on the first episode, and it just showed how wonderful this program is. This show is all about the round table. Let me tell you that right now. So look forward to that.
It's where logic goes to die.
It's exactly that.
Lovely. So that's episode 1 done. We're off to watch episode 2, and we will see all of you next time. And remember, I'm faithful.